Welcome to The Vibrant Couple. My name is Valdo Lallemand. I'm a relationship coach. I created The Vibrant Couple to further my purpose of liberating love through connection and playfulness. This is our emotional intelligence series. In this video, I'm going to talk about stonewalling and how damaging it is to couples. I'm going to talk about the underpinnings of stonewalling and the resulting two types of stonewalling, and what to look for to understand the specifics of the stonewalling in your relationship. We will talk about who is the abuser. Is it the person stonewalling, or is it the person that stonewalls as a result of abuse? And we will look at 5 solutions to stonewalling so that you can increase the quality of the partnership and support and intimacy in your couple. Stonewalling is very simply one person withdrawing from the conversation. That withdrawal can be intentional as a person refusing to talk to the other, or it can be unintentional because the person has difficulty coping with a conversation. John Gottman places stonewalling as the 4th horseman of the apocalypse. I think it is a little bit more complex. I do, however, agree with him that stonewalling is often very damaging to couples. I believe it is so because it is very difficult to have a satisfactory relationship with someone who either refuses to talk to you or who is unable to. I do believe that all couples experience some form of stonewalling on one side, on the other, and I would say often on both. I consequently see stonewalling as an opportunity for couples to learn to better relate with each other. There are 2 main underpinnings to stonewalling. The first one is flooding. Flooding is typically as a result of a freeze response to trauma. This is very much self-protection. The second underpinning is often referred to as the silent treatment, and basically it is a manipulative attempt to control or blame or punish one's partner. I believe it is very important to look deeper at what is going on. So I'm seeing 7 important things to look at. The first one is whether the person stonewalling is aware or not aware that they are stonewalling. The second is how much of the stonewalling response is as a result of trauma. The third one is whether it is intentional or unintentional. You can picture that when a person gets flooded, it is much more on the unintentional side, and when a person is out there to blame and punish, it is much more on the intentional side. The fourth line is about retaliation. How much the person is out there somehow wanting to retaliate and punish their partner for doing something or not doing something, or because they thought their partner did something or they thought their partner did not do something. The fifth line is about blaming. Blaming and retaliation are often very different, but they often go together. So in this case, a blame without retaliation would be somehow like rightful indignation. How dare you put that on me? The 6th line is very tricky because it's hard to ascertain unless you know the person really well. It is whether the stonewalling is reactive or if it is preemptive. And last but not least, the 7th line is how much the person stonewalling has narcissistic tendencies. In the 6 lines above, it is easy to see that some of these are indeed narcissistic tendencies, but somehow they may not be. They may be as protection, they may be reactivity, they may be usual patterns after several years in a marriage. However, if a person has strong narcissistic tendencies, that trumps all 6 above. So, clearly, the abuser is the stonewaller, isn't it? Sometimes the abuser is the stonewaller, especially if they have strong narcissistic tendencies. However, often the stonewaller is acting often reactively, often unawarely, because of abuse and basically get it flooded. And the stonewalling is as a self-protection against the abuse. I assume if you have watched this video until now that you have some interest in stonewalling or in abuse in your relationship. So if you or your partner has strong narcissistic or borderline tendencies, this video is not for you. I recommend that you seek professional help by a therapist that has intensive experience on dealing with narcissistic and borderline tendencies. If not, which I'm really hoping is your situation, then this video is for you. A healthy, mature adult should somehow be able to say, "Hey darling, I'm getting flooded." Research shows that flooding happens mainly to men. So here I'm going to simplify the conversation, men, women, not because I believe that there should be a gender war or anything like that, but it will just be easier to communicate. So men experience flooding often. It is not that women don't get flooded. Actually, it is because women are flooded all the time and being told that this is the normal experience of what it is to be a woman. As a result, we have a deep misunderstanding between men and women. Women cannot understand why men cannot communicate and cannot keep going through staying operational while flooded. Okay, so this is the place where I'm supposed to tell you, well, these are the solutions. First solution I've already shared. If strong narcissistic or borderline tendencies, please seek a professional specializing in these. If not, which I'm hoping is your case, I invite you to be curious, to inquire about your partner and how they somehow, I would say, stack up in the 6 other lines I mentioned earlier, which are awareness, intentionality, blaming, punishing, and reactivity versus preemptiveness. This curiosity is really important because stonewalling is such an adversarial behavior that it is really important to learn to diffuse it by understanding, by compassion, by really grokking your partner and what is going on for them. The third solution is for the non-flooded partner. Basically, if that partner keeps pushing their partner when they are flooded, this can become abuse. So this is the place where I recommend you seek professional help. Earlier, with narcissistic or borderline personality, I think it is important that you find a therapist. This is the place where a good therapist or a relationship coach like myself can be really helpful and can help you basically transform those patterns. The fourth solution is for the person that gets flooded. So there are several parts. One is that as you get flooded, you communicate that to your partner. The second part is after you get flooded, you find a way to calm your nervous system down, which most likely involves taking a break from your partner and from the fight. Really importantly, make sure that you communicate at that time with your partner how long you intend to basically take time by yourself, take space, and then make sure that you do indeed come back to your partner within that time frame. Should you still be flooded at that time, then you communicate with your partner that you need a time extension, you define what it is, and then you come back within that time frame again. When women ask their masculine partner to share more about their emotions, I'm pretty sure you have no idea what I'm talking about. What they want is they want to know what their partner is feeling. They typically do not want to go into processing those feelings. So it's really important, if you are a man listening to this, what your feminine partner wants to know from you. He's saying, hey darling, I'm getting flooded, but typically does not want to engage with you in that content. To make sure I make myself clear, when a man says nothing but is flooded, this is very distressing for their feminine partner. When a man is flooded and just leaves without saying anything, this is very distressing for his feminine partner. When a man says, hey darling, I am flooded, I need 20 minutes, I'll be back within 20, that can be very relaxing to his partner. The last solution for stonewalling that does not issue from narcissistic tendencies is learning over time as a couple, when no one is stonewalled, to have conversation about stonewalling in general and how as a couple they can diffuse stonewalling tendencies, which I'm hoping you remember everyone has at some point in their lives, some more, some less, depending on trauma and how they were raised and on and on. But basically, addressing as a couple and seeing results in how to stonewall each other less and less over time can be a great doorway to intimacy. So we talked about stonewalling, how damaging it is to couples, what are its underpinnings. We looked at who is the abuser when stonewalling occurs and how I recommend that you seek professional therapy if there are strong narcissistic or borderline tendencies, and if the stonewalling comes mainly from flirting, how to address it in a way that makes your couple stronger. If this video inspired you to develop more emotional intelligence and stronger intimacy in your couple, please hit the like button below and subscribe so you can be notified when I publish new juicy content. Please pass along this video to anyone who you believe would benefit. And also down below, please write comments, questions you would have, so that I can respond to them in the comments below or in future videos. I look forward to seeing you very soon.